Please welcome Marilyn May.
Starting here, starting now, when we walk, we'll walk together, year by year. Starting here, starting now, when we talk, we will say the most with silence when we're near. Starting here, now when you sleep, you will dream a dream that's free from care. For now, when you wake, I'll be there. So be still, take my hand, for the greatest journey heaven can allow. Starting love, starting here, starting now. Now, when you sleep, you will dream a dream that's free from care. And now, when you wake, I'll be there. I'll be there. So be still, take my hand, for the greatest journey heaven can allow. Starting love, starting here, starting now. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. I'm so glad these two beautiful people are here that wrote all this gorgeous music. I want to introduce my pianist conductor for this evening, Mr. David Peru, ladies and gentlemen. our drummer for me with many years with what is your, let me see. Mr. Daniel Glass, ladies and gentlemen. And Michael O'Brien, ladies and gentlemen, please. So, you'll forgive me for introducing a song written by Kern and Hammerstein, but it's called this. So. I hear music when I look at you, a beautiful theme of every dream I ever knew. Down deep in my heart, I hear it play, I feel it start, then melt away. I hear music when I touch your hand, a beautiful rhapsody of some enchanted land. Down deep in my heart, I hear it say, is this the day? I alone have heard this lovely strain, I alone have heard this glad refrain. Must it be forever inside of me? Why can't I let it go? Why can't I let you know? Why can't I let you know the song my heart would sing? A beautiful rhapsody of love and youth and spring. The music is sweet, the words are true, the song is you. I alone have heard this lovely strain, I alone have heard this glad refrain. Must it be forever inside of me? Why, I don't want to let it go. I want to let you know, I want to let you know. The song would sing of a rhapsody of love and youth and spring. The music is sweet, the words are true. Let me repeat how the notes come through. This lovely music keeps on saying you, Maltby Shire, pretty, pretty music. I hear music when I look at you. The song is you. The song is you. The song is you. You.
Marilyn May! The marvelous Marilyn May! We're Marilyn May. We're so lucky to start out the goal tonight, Marilyn May. David Pearl on piano. Good evening. Welcome to the third annual American Popular Song Society Awards concert. I'm Michael Levine, your host and musical director for tonight. And tonight, we are honoring Richard Maltby Jr. and David Shire. Now, they've been making music together. They've been working together for well over 60 years, and have lots more to come. You just heard Marilyn sing Starting Here, Starting Now. Perhaps I'll let David tell you a little bit more about that later if you're up for that. But first, we have an excellent, embarrassing array of talent here tonight. I'm so excited to share the stage with each and every one of them. That's just reminding you that as we announce these things, people get other jobs or get sick and drop out, and I'm sure the cast you saw announced and the cast you will see in your program is not the cast you're going to see tonight entirely, but we have a lot of them. But you've met Daniel Glass, our percussionist, and Michael O'Brien, our bass player. We are blessed with an array of band members, so many of them, and I'm going to bring them up, and I'm thrilled to welcome to the stage, actually not yet, after the next number. This is just the three of us on this number. But I'd like to welcome to the stage one of the bright stars of the cabaret world. For many years before that, he was the ringmaster for the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Michael Gillette.
beautiful balmy day. Everyone's on display, marching, marching, strutting a little and getting the glory. And here on the porch am I, watching the big parade go by. Somebody leads them on, bouncing a big baton, twirling, twirling, tossing and catching it over his shoulder. And oh, does he hold my eye, watching the big parade go by. Look at the people go wild when cavalry 3 by 3 gives them a sight to see. Doing their drill, proving their skill, thrilling the fella who's watching from up in a tree. Me. After the crowd is gone, often I linger on, waving, waving, keeping the beat of a faraway tempo and sighing an empty sigh, watching the big parade go by, watching it from the side. Always there's gotta be somebody watching the show, somebody loving the mummers and letting them know. Any act has got to attract applause. Those are the laws. They want to be liked a bit. That's why I'm perfectly glad to be cheering the band. Millions of people like me got to fill up the stands. So when the house lights dim, give me a call, and I'll be there giving my all. And when the drums roll out, think about me. There's gotta be me. If I like it, I will cheer it loud and let them hear it. How can there be a parade without a crowd? Proudly the music hums, wheels and fifes and drums, blaring, blaring, smashing the air with the crash of the cymbals. And Lord, how it makes me cry, watching the big parade go by. Look at the people all turn and giggle and laugh with glee at the funniest sight you see. Is it a clown whizzing around? No, just some pitiful fool who fell out of a tree. Me. Why do I linger on after the crowd is gone? Waving, waving, hoping to savor a faraway echo and hearing the music die, watching the big parade go by. It's always an empty sigh, watching the big parade go by. Watching the big parade go by.
Thank you, Eric Michael. Now, we did have another musician join us for that number. Please welcome Sean Harkness on guitar. The great Sean Harkness. This is like saying, you know, the great Buddy Pizzarelli, right? Bucky Pizzarelli. Anyway, I'm going to introduce one more musician to you right now. He's been instrumental in putting this show together tonight. He's been working for Richard and David for, 10 years, much more or less, or something like that. And he orchestrated much of this concert. He's supervised their work musically, played every other concert except this one, and he's going to play a lot of four hands with me like he is on this song, and even play a number by himself. I played his wedding, which Richard and David wrote a song for and performed a few months ago, and his beautiful wife Annie is right over there. And please welcome Dennis Cordell. Now, Eric Michael's song comes from the first professional show David and Richard wrote in 1961. It was called The Sap of Life and played off-Broadway at 1 Sheridan Square, if any of you remember 1 Sheridan Square, for around 6 weeks. I saw our next performer in the lobby of my sister's building, and I thought, that's Ellen from As the World Turns. Oh my goodness, I was so excited. And I got the nerve up eventually and said, I didn't mention that. I said, you were one of the Hollywood blondes in the original cast of Gypsy. And she said, with Ethel Merman. I said, yes, I was. And So the story goes that after a year in Gypsy, she was cast as a principal in As the World Turns. So she left Broadway. After a year in the soap opera, she got a starring role in The Sap of Life, off Broadway by Richard and David. So she decided to quit As the World Turns, and then The Sap of Life closed. So luckily for her, the producers of As the World Turns did not like the person they hired to replace her. So they fired her, and she played Ellen in As the World Turns for 35 years. And she's recognized, at least by me, everywhere I go. We have a number of original cast members performing for you tonight, and it's very exciting having them here to present their original songs that they sang back as long ago as 63 years ago. So I'm most excited to introduce you to Patricia Bruder Dubrovner.
I'm so happy to be here to celebrate Maltby Shire. Goes back to 1961. I'm going to dedicate this song from The Sap of Life to my wonderful husband, Dr. Chuck Dubrovner. Chuck and I were high school sweethearts. We met and fell in love when I was 15 years old. Chuck went off to Yale, and he graduated 2 years before Richard and David did. We were married on June 7th, 1959, a year before Chuck graduated from NYU Medical School. So about a week ago, on June 7th, we celebrated our 65th wedding anniversary. Time and time again, I have started to sing, but songs wouldn't come. Time and time again, when my senses should spring, I'm suddenly numb. Then we touch, there's a spark, and I start singing verses with words like romance and sublime. In a glance, I am turning out stanzas that whirl me from rhyme to rhyme to rhyme. Now time and time again, my most innocent thoughts start swirling with song. Even words that I resented before come out full and fervent and strong. If the words are not new, you will have to forgive me. I'm suddenly certain that I'm in love. Love, love, love. This is mine to sing time after time. There's a spark, and I start singing verses with words like romance and sublime. In a glance, I am turning out stanzas that whirl me from rhyme to rhyme to rhyme to rhyme. Time and time again, my most innocent thoughts start bursting with song. Even words that I resented before come out full and fervent and strong. If the words are not new, you will have to forgive me. I'm suddenly certain that I'm in love. Love, love, love. This is mine to turn time after
Patricia Bruder, the Grosvenor. Now, we've got another musician. I keep forgetting when the musicians are coming on. Please welcome, from the New York Pops, principal chair, one of the chairs of the New York Pops, Debbie Seppi on cello. Again, Debbie Seppi, it's pretty special. We're very excited. So, in 1967, Richard and David wrote a musical called How Do You Do? I Love You. Yes, really. It was about computer dating, like punch cards. You put in 1967. You put the punch card into the computer, right? And it starred Phyllis Newman, and it toured the Goober Gross circuit. Some of you may remember Goober Gross. Some of you may remember some of the theaters at Goober Gross, like the Shady Grove Music Circus, or the Valley Forge and Westbury Music Fair. Oh, that's right, we remember them well. I remember Shady Grove. I grew up with that. It was with computer cards. It never came in, but I've known this score for so many years, and I particularly love this song. Now, this character is a secretary typing away. The typing tonight will be provided by Daniel Glass on typist. So you'll hear him typing. Now, here to sing When He Marries Me, you're going to see her off Broadway at 555 West 42nd Street, where we presented the tribute to Marilyn May last year, in Forbidden Broadway in the fall. She's the queen of Forbidden Broadway. She's one of the queens of Forbidden Broadway. So please welcome Forbidden Broadway's Jenny Lee Stern.
There will be one less single girl in town now. There will be one less bachelor in the ranks. You're going to have to do a little paperwork, you and your friends, at all those stores and banks. There will be one less charge account at Bloomingdale's the moment his account combines with mine. Now come to think of it, we're changing quite a bit from my 2 credit cards right down the line. You guys with your junk mail, scratch me off your list. Send your flyers to Mrs. T, 'cause Miss Engelback does not exist. There will be one room empty at the Barbizon, so they'll have room for one more girl from Queens, and she in turn will leave a space at home for someone. Can't you see how much this means? The implications of life extend, and who can tell where the ripples end when he marries me? There will be actuarial adjustments from all those drones at Equitable Life. Mark down the graph of secretaries dash unmarried and mark up the one marked Larchmont wife. Just tell the world there's gonna be a wedding, then stand and watch the scurrying in the halls. Why, every friend I've known will have to change my phone, down to the crank who makes those dirty calls. You on the census, hey you guys, it's time for a bus. It's time to change the figures on all your lists, 'cause there's one less me and one more us. And here's the word for all you sociologists with all those facts that make you come on strong. This girl is getting married on the 17th, so every fact you have is wrong. The system shakes to the very ground. The very world's gonna change around when he marries me. Collate the names of girls 18 to 20, then narrow down the names from A to E. Now that you're on the track of Alice Engelbach, you can begin eliminating me. I liked me so, but there I go. Erase my name from 50,000 punch cards, and when you're through, my next instruction is go back and start again and do the whole thing over as you change my zip code to his. Dear Play of the Month Club, my message is this: send me 2 seats instead of 1. You got one more hit and one less miss. Don't try to tell me this is just a wedding in which one unknown girl will change her name. It starts between 2 kids, but when it pyramids, nothing on earth will be the same. We'll give this planet an extra 12, 'cause there'll be one less single girl when he marries me.
Jenny Lee Stern. Thank you, Jenny Lee. Now, did you all hear that song? You know, David knows this, and David and Richard know this, and those who know How Do You Do I Love You, both of you out there know this. But the last, you notice we all played a play out at the end, which went ba 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 ba. That's Houses in Larchmont, right? Houses. So they quote another song in the play out or something. I was like, oh, that's Houses in Larchmont. I know this. Anyway, just thought I'd tell you that. Starting here, starting now. You see why I love that song? Isn't that a great song? I just love that song. Starting here, starting now is not just the name of the song you heard Marilyn sing at the top of the show. It's the name of Richard and David's first review of their work, dating back almost 50 years. Remember, I saw it at the old VAT room at Arena Stage back in the 70s. This song was written for the very first musical of David and Richard's, which was called Cyrano. We have some original Cyrano cast members in the audience, you'll see it appearing here, which they wrote when they were students at Yale, overlapping with Chuck Dubrovner. Please welcome one of the original stars of Starting Here, Starting Now, singing a song she sang in that review, Marjorie Cohen.
Autumn, it feels like autumn. Although the breeze is still, I feel the chill of autumn. Oh yes, it's autumn. It's always autumn, however green the hill, to me it still is autumn. I can feel the frost now that makes my spring and summer dreams seem lost now. Why can't the autumn haze recall the days of warm summer laughter that faded soon after in autumn? He left in autumn, and though another season's here, I feel the emptiness of autumn all the year. I can feel the frost now that makes my spring and summer dreams seem lost now. Why can't the autumn haze recall the days of warm summer laughter that faded soon after in autumn? He left in autumn, and though another season's here, I feel the emptiness of autumn all the year. Autumn.
You wrote that in college, huh? You wrote that in college. How about that? Something. I'd like to welcome another musician to the stage. He is award-winning, Mac Award-winning. The Bistro Award winner and Margaret Whiting Award winner. And he's going to be playing and creating original David Shire music for us later. And he'll explain about that later. But please welcome Danny Backer to the stage. Now, Closer Than Ever is the second review of songs by Richard and David. It played off-Broadway in 1989 and has been performed all over the world since. And you'll hear from a revival performer. The Adelaide Cabaret Festival in Australia, where I've performed, sponsored a production of Closer Than Ever, which Richard directed and David worked on. In fact, she has stories about you, David. Funny stories. These two, what is it, Miss Bird? Oh, in this song called Miss Bird, imagine her sitting at a desk that says Miss Bird on it, very just shy and demure. Perhaps not. We'll see. Maybe she won't sit on, there's no chair at a desk, so she might sit somewhere else. But please, recreating her Adelaide performance, Kay Tuckerman.
And that's true, I do have stories about David Shire. He's shady, that guy. You know, watch out. No, I can't even tell the story because he's too naughty. He's too naughty. He's so good. Oh my, he is. He's very funny. Now, what you're going to watch me do is jump on this piano. I did gymnastics till I was 11, so this is going to be great. Just hold, please. All right, now, as Michael said, we can imagine here I'm at a desk, right? There's a sign that says my name. sign says I'm Miss Bird, that's my name. I'm one of those people who all look the same. At work I'm hardly seen, I come and go, but I know something most people don't know. Everyone who sees me thinks that I'm that dull Miss Bird. I could blow that myth apart, but I don't say a word. I sit here at my desk and no one knows. Not 20 minutes ago I was not wearing clothes. I was in someone's arms, in someone's bed. Oh, what the thought of it does to my head. If it's true a bird makes music when her heart takes wing, this bird is singing, Miss Bird is singing, I'm singing, I'm in love, but I'm not saying a thing. Oh, no, 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 down in apartment A, the super's aptly named. Last week I went to the basement, more hours than I claimed. He says I'm super too, he calls me hot. I show those basement apartments a lot. Back at work, I'm crisp and fresh, reliable Miss Bird. Seals are dancing in my flesh, but I don't say a word. I'm showing penthouse C as I begin. I still feel his hands sliding over my skin. My nipples start to throb inside my bra. That's when I start to go la-da-dee-da. If you've never felt the lift a little lunch can bring, this bird is singing, Miss Bird is singing, I'm singing, I'm on fire. I'm not saying a thing. No, 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 no. It says I flow through 5, I call it more a 6. The broken kitchen at tiles they will fix. Lots of gold first seem shy, have secrets I have found. If you think I'm special, I suggest you look around. That little office town, who seems so dumb, how come I change the dawn? It's this paper, and most is smoking sales. Who's turning gray? She's smiling that curious away. Lots of girls who first have a music, lots of drink and sing. Miss Bird is singing, and this bird is singing. I'm singing, I'm in love, but I'm not saying a thing. No, 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 no. Mum's the word. La 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 la. Ooh, I heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard. Ooh, shaka-boom, 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 boom, boom, boom. Ooh, oh, Richard Maltby, oh, David Shire. Oh, what about this great band, Joe? Give
Kate
it up.
Tuckerman.
Give it up for this great band. Have a great night, everybody. Richard
Kate
and David.
Tuckerman, here
Mwah.
from Australia. Thank you.
All the way from Australia. That's right.
You know, I'm going to bring Danny Backer up here to talk a little about his next number. Danny, would you come up? Come on up.
Thank you, Mom. So, we'll talk a little bit about this next number because it is an instrumental, and I know most of you are used to hearing me sing and play. Tonight, no singing. And the reason being is back in 1985, I'll never forget when my parents took my brother and I to Radio City Music Hall to see the film Return to Oz. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever seen that film, but it is not as light-hearted as its 1939 predecessor. And I will say that there are no good witches in pink bubbles floating around, no munchkins dancing around the yellow brick road with flower pots on their heads. This is a much darker, although yet truer in many ways to the books, this film. It has mental institutions, shock treatment, and a scene where witches' decapitated heads scream at the top of their lungs. So after several therapy sessions, I came back to the film, and I have to say I was hooked, and I think it's just a marvelous film. However, the star of the movie is not Fairuza Balk, who played Dorothy Gale. I believe it's the score that Mr. David Shire wrote. And now, the original suite to this film that we were going to perform is 13 minutes long, and Linda Emil Burns, our director, threatened castration. So she said, cut it down a little. So I talked to Dennis, and imagine Dennis's surprise when I said, would you mind taking the violin part and writing it down a little for soprano saxophone? And he did just that. So we're going to do a little suite from Return to Oz for Mr. Shire. Thank you so much. We have Debbie on cello.
Parker created that piece. Thank you. Well, David Shire, you created that piece. Thank you, Danny, for doing that. Really, really great. One more instrumental later. In 1996, Richard and David turned the Tom Hanks musical Big into a Broadway musical. Here are a few songs from Big. In this song, if we wanted to set up this song, in this song, let's read this off out of here. Josh Baskin, thank you. Josh Baskin is a little overdressed, to say the least, at the company party as he tries to get the grown-ups to loosen up. And I'm so thrilled to bring you the original star of Big, Daniel Jenkins.
This is our dance, gotta come dance with me. This is our chance, gotta move instantly. Any minute now it's gonna have flown away. If we wait around today, will be yesterday. 'Cause tonight's the night when we cross the line. Yes, tonight is the night that something happens. You can't wait on the side, there's a door open wide. And I tell you, tonight's the night you can dance to, gotta come try it now. Do what I do, fake if you don't know how. Anything the kids are doing will be okay. If you wanna dance with me, I'll be blown away. 'Cause tonight's the night when we cross the line. This is our invitation to the party. Yes, it's still on the side, there's a door open wide. And I promise tonight's the night when we once cross over. Who knows what we'll find? 'Cause tonight's the night when we cross the line. 'Cause tonight is the night it's gonna happen. You can't wait on the side, there's a door open wide. And I tell you, tonight's the night when we once cross over. Who knows what we'll find? That was a kiss. Golly, she kissed me. Out of the blue, suddenly kissed me. What do I make of this? Where is she coming from? All I know is this wasn't a kiss from Mom. It's tonight the night when I cross the line. It's tonight the night that something happens. I feel wild, I feel goosed, I feel scared, I feel juiced, I feel bounced like a ball. What I don't feel is small, I feel where I belong. I feel strong, most of all, I feel tall. I feel proud, I feel
Danny Jenkins. Danny, could you tell us, can you set up the next song?
Oh, yeah. In case you didn't know, the character Josh Baskin goes through a kind of miraculous transformation. And he winds up in a place that, most of us aren't. Well, if I was there right now, I would feel exactly as Josh felt back then in Port Authority. Not exactly a place of comfort, completely freaked out. So his inner child sings this song, and we're going to have a remarkable young man, Benjamin Paycheck, sing this song, I Want to Go Home.
exciting. It's an adventure. I get to do some things that most kids never do. That man just took a knife out of his shoe. I want to go home. I'm meeting people. They all seem friendly. So I don't need to feel as lonely as I feared. That girl who stopped to help me has a beard. I want to go home. I made a wish like people do. The fickle finger flicked and who it picked was me. I won a prize out of the blue. And I feel really special. So now, can I go now? I'll just think Star Trek. I'm on a mission. It's like I'm starring in some 3D CD-ROM. So why should I feel anything but calm? I want to go home. I want my room. I want my bed. I want my mom. I want to go
Benjamin, hey Jack. Thanks, Benjamin. I'm sure Benjamin is good, yeah. You all remember Benjamin as Winthrop opposite Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster in The Music Man, and also you may have seen him as in Oliver and Encores last year, which is just wonderful. Our next song was cut from Big, out of town, but then put back into the show when it went out on tour. Now, you know, I think there's nothing like hearing a songwriter sing their work or the work of others. And I'm so excited to welcome the glorious writer of I'm Getting My Act Together and Taking It on the Road, Gretchen Cryer, to sing this song.
I was actually in David and Richard's second show at Yale. Back in those prehistoric days, women were not allowed in Yale in the undergraduate work. And so they had to look elsewhere for the females in their shows. And I just happened to be married to a Yale Divinity School student, and I was being a secretary, and I decided to audition for them, and I got it. I got the lead. Anyway, this song, Susan Lawrence. Susan Lawrence has just unearthed her tattered old grade school yearbook, and she's starting to look through it. And there she is. Little Susan Lawrence, friends with Alice Bloom. Teachers had to keep us far apart. So one day Miss Gilmore moved me across the room, right beside the boy who'd steal my heart. He was Buzz Babcock, the very first love of my life. If I close my eyes, I can see him still. He had a Beatles haircut, and he always will. In my mind, I mean, where he's always seen the very first love of my life. Little Susan Lawrence, lovesick little thing, till one day Buzz walked me home through the park. That's the day he gave me a plastic compass ring that whistled and decoded and glowed in the dark. Dear sweet Buzz Babcock, the very first love of my life. In my whole life long, I won't see his like. The way he swung his leg up, jumping on his bike. In a frozen frame, he remains the same. The very first love of mine. I remember everything about that winter. Every day was filled beyond the brim. Every day was like a month. Every month was like a lifetime. With every waking moment touched by him. Little Susan Lawrence, 65 years old. I could say I've changed a lot since then. Though I've had a love life, though I'm hardly cold, my heart never beat that wildly again. Dear sweet Buzz Babcock, very first love of my life. Haven't said that name for 100 years, but the memories you've awakened bring me close to tears of a girl I was with a boy named Buzz. The very first love of my Memories come in torrents of little Susan Lawrence, a girl with a compass ring in
Gretchen Cryer. Thank you, Gretchen. You see, I've loved that song for years. I give it to my students all the time for years. Richard and David's first Broadway musical was called Baby. Baby played Broadway in 1983, and I play and sing its songs all the time. Here to sing I Chose Right is the Broadway World Award winner, cabaret star, Mark William.
I have not had the pleasure of directly working with Richard or David, but I did play Billy Kopecki in my high school production of Big the Musical. So I decided to forego the little white Polish boy from Jersey talking rap and do this instead. When I leave my single life behind, thoughts are kinda spinning in my mind. First I think about you, then I think about me loving you, then I think about you and me deciding we can be one. It's crazy, I know. I wrestled with my pillow all last night. Then I look at you, and I know I chose right. Life's a very long road, and the right away. And And it's so hard to know which way to go when you've barely begun. And oh, the road you leave behind can shine so bright. And I look at you, and I know I chose right. Now maybe we don't mean that much, you and I, and maybe our balloon will never fly, and maybe no one cares if what we think go by, and maybe it doesn't matter if we live or die. But if I'm making promises to you today, I wanna know I'll keep them all the way. And if I've not been good at meaning what I say, it's time now to try. So I think about you, and I think about me loving you, and I think of my friends who say they're in love when they're just having fun. But I say no, no, no. If I am gonna love, it's with all my might, and I will be true. I will follow this through. Then I look at you. Ooh. And I know I chose
Mark William. Thank you, Mark. Again, we have an original cast member of Starting Here, Starting Now to sing a song written for the Ronnie Graham Review Graham Crackers. Please welcome the Broadway star, Lonnie Ackerman.
Sitting here doing the Sunday Times crossword puzzle, somehow the words won't come. I am staring at squares, but my eyes never focus, and my mind's feeling strangely numb. What's a five-letter word meaning? Here's an example. Two down, a Peruvian poison dart. Why, when Hecky and me used to breeze through the puzzle on Sunday, the answer would leap in my heart. Beast, that's a new G-N-U. Boop, boop, be doo. Where is Hecky now? Ha! He ran off with some floozy on a boat bound for warmer climes. And he left me here doing the crossword puzzle in the Sunday. All the times we had fun here, when more often than not, he'd say, "Hun, what's a pustule?" And I'd say, "It's a blot." He'd say, "Afghani nomad," and I'd say, "It's a curd." I'd let him hold the pencil. He could write in the word. And when he was having trouble spelling tourist, T-R-Y-S-T, I showed him how I showed him. 23 across, lover, archaic, amorist, A-M-O-R-I-S-T blank. I am sitting here doing the Sunday Times crossword puzzle, somehow the words won't come. Can you figure it? Me, with my splendid vocabulary, maybe I should play dumb. What's a four-letter word meaning? Why should it happen to us? There was never a moment's doubt. All at once, Hecky's jumping and screaming and yelling. I tell you, the four-letter words that came out. Prefix, that means pro, P-R-O, O-D-O, do. Start you feeling as if having brains or intelligence violence was one of the world's worst crimes, and the sentence is doing the crossword puzzle in the Sunday. All the times Hecky tell me, you shut up, this I'll get. 7 blanks meaning air hole, it's fistula, I bet. I'd say no, he'd say don't tell me, it's tubulus, tubuli. I'd say, Hecky, it's chimney. Hecky'd sit down and cry. Perhaps that's why I'm left here on the shelf. Perhaps he wanted to get the long ones by himself. 38 across, she carries a torch. Statue of Liberty, STATUEOFLIBERTY. Why? I am sitting here doing the Sunday Times crossword, and I know why the words won't come. 'Cause my mind is miles off on a boat to Bermuda with some ignorant lousy crumb. What's a 5-letter word meaning Phi Beta Kappa? That's me, I'm as bright as a girl can be. So bright someone else who could not tell a fig from a frigate is off with my Hecky at sea. Bird, that's an auk, A-U-K. If I weren't so dumb, I'd be spending this Sunday in a church, hearing wedding chimes, and I'd never remember there was a puzzle in the Sunday Times.
Lottie Ackerman! How exciting to have her here. Now, there was a revival of Closer Than Ever. As I said before, there was a revival in 2012 of Closer Than Ever at the York Theatre Company. And Dennis, you can come on back up here. Dennis is going to play this one. Okay, he's finding a stool, right? You got a stool? You're coming, okay. But here is a Broadway star recreating her original appearance, not production, Christiane Knoll.
Stop! All right, that's it. That's the one that does it. I've had it with that song and dance. A man must this and a woman must that till relationships don't stand a chance. I'm sorry to shout, but I'm up to here with all this crap about man and wife. For I, thank God, am a scientist, and I know the real facts of life. Like a soul possessed, I have studied and assessed the creatures of this earth. And from moose to eel, what my studies most reveal is the male's inflated worth. For in most of the animal kingdom, the ladies only seldom need men. Their dealings are straight, they meet them to mate, and never see them again. The bear, the tiger, the hamster, and the mole have females who live fruitful lives outside of male control. For one mindless spasm, they allow the male his role. That's marriage for the tiger, bear, and hamster. Now the mole, who's blind, will never be defined by one male. She's merely felt. Once his seed is sown, she has her babes alone in the hole where the male mole dwelt. And as for the boa constrictor, she needs no more than one male response. For when it appears, she stores it for years to use whenever she wants. The ray, the rhino, the penguin, and the tern. Those females know that motherhood is not a male concern. Of course, they're not human, but they show what we can learn. They point the way, the rhino, ray, and penguin. In a field or brook, almost anywhere you look, are mothers on their own. In the deep, on high, mothers kiss their mates goodbye and raise their young alone. Now I make no brief for the mantis who decapitates her mates during sex, but I do like the auk who mates with a squawk and then throws rocks at her ex. Ha! The bitch! The vixen, the queen bee, and the shrew. What men have done to those fine words we never can undo. They're strong working mothers, yes, they're just like me and you. Let's redefine the shrew, the bitch, and vixen, and be like the seagull, roam free as the lynx, and cruise like the caribous if we choose, and not have to wait for those sly little winks from some man who envies the sex life of minks, and not have to guess if he's one of the finks, or whether he drinks, or whether he stinks, or whether he thinks of me. Now, of course, if fate should put upon my plate that quintessential male, I would stick like glue. Yes, I would be as true as any beaver, owl, or whale. But till then, I'll envy the oyster who lives a happy life on the shelf. When she wants a term, she releases some sperm and fertilizes herself. Oh, the hare, the condor, the guppy, and the bream, they're all out there doing what humans only dream. Come march toward the future on my scientific team. For now that you've seen and can compare, why, anyone with the will to dare can follow the tiger and the bear and hamster and mole and me.
Christian, no! Christian. David won an Oscar in 1979 for this song from the film Norma Ray. Congratulations, David. Which he wrote with Norman Gimbel. To perform it, please welcome the Crown Prince of Cabaret himself, Mr. Steve Ross.
Ain't no miracle being born. People doing it every day. Ain't no miracle growing up. People just grow that way. So it goes, like the river flows, and time it rolls right on. Maybe what's good gets a little bit better. Maybe what's bad gets gone. Bless the heart of the working man. She knows too soon who she is. Bless the hands of the working man. He knows his soul is his. So it goes, like the river flows, and time it rolls right on. And maybe what's good gets a little bit better. Maybe what's bad gets gone. So it goes, like the river flows, and time keeps rolling on. And maybe what's good gets a little bit better. Maybe what's bad gets gone. Maybe what's bad gets gone.
Steve Ross. Thank you, Steve. Bring back Sean Harkness back to the stage. Because Sean, I'd like to bring Sean out to talk about a little about. Sean, can you come out here and talk a little about what you put together? No, come back out here, out to the microphone. Yeah, but come on out here and tell us what you've done. I'll let Sean talk about it a little.
What? I like to hide behind my guitar. Thank you. So, when I heard about this event, I actually reached out and said, hey, would you like me to do a number? And he actually asked me to play in the house band as well, so I get to do the whole thing, which is really fun. I'm beyond thrilled to be here as part of this. So this is the number that I arranged because I went through the songbook as much as I could, and everything that had a really compelling melody also had beautiful lyrics, and somebody was singing it already. So I said, okay, and I went searching for an instrumental, and I found one. Well, there are two on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. One of them is an adaptation of a Mussorgsky piece. Do I have that right? And the other one is an original Richard Shire. So that song is called Manhattan Skyline.
Danny Backer, Sean Harkness, Daniel Glass, Michael O'Brien. How exciting. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, the next song is one of the most famous songs from Baby. Come on in. To sing it, please welcome one of Broadway's treasures, the world-class actor and director, and one of the stars of the Yale productions of Cyrano and Grand Tour, Austin Pendleton.
This is a song about a guy who has collaborated with the lady he loves to create something new and someone new and wonderful. And this is him thinking about. This is from Baby, obviously. Okay. So this is the tale my mother told me, a tale that was much too dull to hold me. And this is the surge and the rush she said would show. Our story goes on. Oh, I was young, I forgot the things outlive me. My goal was the kick that life would give me. But now, like a joke, something kicks to let me know our story goes on. And all these things I feel and more, my mother's mother felt, and hers before, a chain of life begun upon a shore of some dark sea has entered time to reach to me. And now I can feel the chain extending. Our child is next in a line that has no ending. And here am I feeling like that her child will feel when I'm long gone. And thus it is our story goes on and 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 on. And all these things I feel and more, my mother's mother felt and hers before, a chain of life begun upon a shore of some primordial sea has stretched through time to reach to me. And now I can see the chain extending. Our child is next in a line that has no ending. And here am I, feeling like my child will feel when I'm long gone. Oh, all that was is part of me, and I am part of what's to be. And thus it is our story goes on and on and on and on and on.
Austin Pendleton, the man, the legend, the director, the actor, the singer. Thank you, Dennis. So that's about finding out you're giving birth. And I get Austin and Liz Calloway confused a lot, don't you? Then you have the baby, and time goes by, and I think all you parents out there can relate to this song from Big. I know our performer, our next performer who has a 5-year-old certainly can. Please welcome Broadway's Jill Pace.
Old, he looks up at you. How his smile melts your heart. You want to say, stop time, don't move on. Even as you watch, that look is gone. Then he's too such a little man, so alive and so smart. Again you say, stop time, stay just this way. But the future calls and he can't stay. Nobody warns you of this parent's paradox. You want your kid to change and grow, but every time he does, another child you've just begun to know leaves forever. Birthdays fly 7, 8, 9, 10. Every kid he becomes, you clutch and say, stop time, don't rush life so. But the time has come and passed, and it's not supposed to last, for he's growing and he has to go.
Gorgeous, Jill Pace. Isn't she wonderful? Love Jill Pace so much. Thank you, Jill. Now, he originated this song in Starting Here, Starting Now. He was in the Phantom of the Opera for many years, as well as the original cast of Little Night Music. And I'm so happy he's here with us today. Please welcome George Lee Andrews.
Richard and David, thank you for this little miracle of a song. Yeah. I was standing in the bedroom when it suddenly came clear that at last I don't remember that at one time you were here. All that stuff that used to haunt me, like your robe behind the door. For the first time I don't notice that they're not here anymore. And I don't remember summer, I do not remember fall. So it's possible December never happened after all. Did we trim the tree together? I can't get the image through, 'cause I don't remember Christmas and I don't remember you. Later on, to my astonishment, I did not feel a tug when I walked into the living room and saw that sheepskin rug. All those pesky little echoes, they're all gone without a trace. It was good to know I could grow unaccustomed to your face, 'cause I don't remember Easter or the rainy day we met. Did we really have some good times? Come on, tell me I forget. Did I think that you were springtime? It's all vanished in the blue. 'Cause I don't remember Christmas and I don't remember you. If she wants to leave you a letter, says a practical voice in my head, any sensible man would forget her, forget her, forget her. So Thanksgiving never happened, and Bermuda is a blur. And I'm not the type to waste time over things that never were. Were you really my obsession till our ship of pleasure sank? No, I guess I must have dreamt you, 'cause the whole year is a blank. And I don't remember crying, and I can't recall your touch, 'cause I'd never be so stupid as to open up so much. Did I really say I need you? No, the words just don't ring true, 'cause I don't talking, and I don't remember laughing, and I don't remember wanting, and I don't remember needing. I do not remember April, I do not remember Tuesday, and I don't remember Christmas, and I don't remember you.
George Lee Andrews. Fantastic. The man, the legend. He's there. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Barbara Blyer. Joining Barbara Blyer is, what's his name? Richard Maltby Jr.
I am overwhelmed by this evening. I can't remember we wrote all that stuff. And some of it, even David doesn't remember. Imagine a couple in marriage therapy, marriage counseling.
There, he was never there. Every time we talked, I'd look in his eyes and his mind was where? I don't mean to say life was gloom and doom. Things were always pleasant. If I needed help, he was in the room. He just wasn't present. He just wasn't there. Never really there. I got so unhinged, I went out and binged, had that dumb affair. Still the fault's not mine, quoting Gertrude Stein, there was just no there. Don't know why I care, except that I am here, 'cause he wasn't
There. I was never
there.
She was always
There.
saying, George B.
There.
And my mind said, where? Did I have a choice? Love is worth the fight, not a thing you squander.
You, George.
Then I'd hear her voice,
George.
urgent and uptight.
Hello.
And my mind would wander.
Come in, George.
So I wasn't there.
Couldn't he be there?
Never really there.
Once an evening, there.
And I felt maligned that my vagrant mind meant I didn't care.
It was clear that he didn't care.
Then to make things smooth, she would try to soothe, sticking in her there. Got out of her hair, 'cause she made it clear that I wasn't there.
I'm not a jerk, though it's the way I seem.
Wanted to be there.
He had his work. I gave him time to dream.
Knew I should be there.
Lost my desire, waiting till he awoke.
Worked at being there.
Longing for fire, living with smoke isn't a joke.
I tried to go her way, wanting things improved. Tired of being not there.
Was it so hard a task?
Think of my dismay, finding she had moved by the time I got there.
Too much to ask?
She was over there.
I was here. I was always
Where the hell was there?
There was here. Could it be more clear?
Groping like the blind. How we hope to find some place we could share. Faults we tried to hide, living side by side. Funny, when they're there, they're there.
They're there. And it isn't fair.
No, it really isn't fair
That we wind up here.
that we wind up here when we once were there. Do 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 do.
Richard Maltby Jr. and Barbara Blyer. He'll be back, I promise. Right. Now I'd like to welcome a Broadway star of many years, and he's recently been performing at 54 Below, which salutes to Grand Hotel. He was in the original cast, played Danny Kaye's son in the original cast of 2 by 2, and I'd like to bring him up on stage now and do a little talking after we take these chairs. Thank you, Marilyn. Marilyn Lester, our stage manager tonight. Thank you, Marilyn. Taking the other chair. Please welcome Broadway star Walter Willison.
Well, one day in 1974, lock. Yeah. One day in 1974, I get a phone call from a friend of mine, that great director Joe Layton, and he offered me a role in a movie, a film that he was choreographing the musical sequences for. It was sort of a semi-musical. And I was excited, going to be my first time singing on the big screen, and he told me that David was writing the music. So I was really excited about that. And the lyrics in this case were going to be by Marilyn and Alan Bergman. Yeah, so pretty cool. So, and then what they wrote was so cool. They wrote this 1890s operetta, except they squished it down into 6 minutes. And then you saw the princess arrive, and the suitors, and she fell in love, and she got married, all in 6 minutes. The name of the movie was Harry and Walter Go to New York. Now, Leslie Ann Warren played the beautiful Princess Flavia, who has just arrived back from the convent. And I, of course, was typecast. I played a Mongolian prince. Ah, the radiance of 100 suns, 1,000 moons, 1,000,000 stars is pale compared to the beauty of her face. Behold her innocence, her loveliness, her comeliness, her elegance, her grace. And the other 5 minutes and 50 seconds ended up on the cutting room floor. But tonight, we are in the cutting room. See how I did that? Yeah. And I got to sing a whole song. And one of my favorites.
tears I'm shedding now, I hear will dry in time. The fears I'm fearing now, I hear will die in time. But while I wait around for tomorrow, watching life drift away, what about, yes, what about today? I know if I just wait, the sun will shine someday. And when it does, the weather will be fine someday. But while the skies I search for tomorrow stay the same shade of gray, what about, yes, what about today? Till Nirvana comes, what about today? Till Messiah comes, what about today? Till the mountains move and oceans part and angels sing and life can start. What about, yes, what about today? I can't help wondering if tomorrow ever comes. And what's my life been lived for if it never comes? I've heard a lot of toasts to tomorrow, but none of them ever say, what about today? What about today? Till Nirvana comes, what about today? Till Messiah comes, what about today? Till the mountains move and oceans part and angels sing and life can start. What about, yes, what about today? I can't help wondering if tomorrow ever comes. And what's my life been lived for if it never comes? I've heard a lot of toasts to tomorrow, but none of them ever say, what about today? What about today? What about, yes, what about today?
Walter Willison.
Richard and David.
Walter Willison. Now, we invited, you know that Barbara Streisand has sung one or two of David and Richard's songs, maybe 200 or 300 Barbara sung David and Richard songs. She was on her way here and then she got stuck in Malibu. And she couldn't get out here, but we have the next best thing. He's traveled the world singing as Barbara, and including on tour with Marvin Hamlish. So please welcome Simply Barbara, Stephen Brinberg.
Oh, where is she? Oh, it's me, right. Well, I don't have all my gear with me, but I will try my best to summon Barbara. No more soft tears blindly shed. No more soft words blithely said. No more the soft hope in time we'd wed. No more songs for me. you know, this song is so sad. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's so sad. Do we have maybe something a little, you know, happier? Oh, that is so nice. Beautiful for you, beautiful for me, beautiful as never before. Two of us in love, amazed to see that life can be perfect once more. Looking at the room, seeing it anew, watching as the tears cloud my eyes. I'm holding you. Isn't it a beautiful surprise? Da da dum, da 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 dum, da da. Two of us in love, amazed to see that life can be perfect once more. Looking at the room, seeing it with you, watching as the tears cloud my eyes. I'm holding you. Isn't it a beautiful surprise?
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Brinberg. Thank you, Stephen. Before we finish up tonight, I'd like to thank this brilliant band for which I can't even imagine I'm playing. Debbie Seppi, Sean Harkness, Daniel Glass, and Michael O'Brien, and Danny Backer, and Dennis Cordell. How about Dennis Cordell, who's done all of this work today? And thank you for the Cutting Room for hosting us this evening. I love what the American Popular Song Society does, and you'll hear more from our president shortly. And now, from an early Maltby and Shire show called Love Match, about the relationship between Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. What did Sondheim say? Children and art. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte Maltby.
So this song is normally a duet. I will be singing it as a solo this evening. So I have a little cheat sheet of lyrics because this would be a really, really embarrassing moment to forget the words. So, yeah. We have met, and I think I can safely assume that I've had a quite adequate look. So if you'll please excuse me, I'll go to my room and write all this down in my book. For I think I may want to remember today. I know quite well how out of proportion things get, so I'll be as succinct as I can. What has happened this evening is just that I've met the most totally beautiful man. And I think I may want to remember today. Have you seen his shoulders, broad as the masthead on ships, like a pair
children. He was skin and bone. Oh, Albert, my, how you've grown. As a matter of course, I should like to confess that I hear a remarkable sound. To be perfectly honest, I think it's no less than my heart that's starting to pound. And Albert, 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 I think I may want to remember this 10th of October. I know I shall want to remember to
Charlie Maltby.
So before I get off the stage, they asked me to say some nice things about my dad, which is really hard. I am going to read it because feelings. But getting to sing my dad's songs, my dad's words, will always be the greatest honor of my life. Not only just as a performer, because, I mean, these songs are such treats for actors. These songs are little plays, and in just 3 minutes, my dad and David are able to create a world that is so fully realized, voiced from a character as rich and real as any human being. It's truly an actor's dream to get to sing my dad's stuff. But more than that, having a master lyricist as a father is more than just having access to some of the greatest musical theater songs in the canon. But having a lyricist dad has taught me at a young age the magic and the power of words. With the right set of words strung together in the perfect order, really magical things can happen. Because words have the power to change someone's emotional state. They can change someone's mind and even heal someone's heart. And when those well-chosen words are paired perfectly with well-crafted music, you become connected to something larger and more powerful. And my dad and David have done more than just write this incredible collection of songs. Through music and through lyrics, they've questioned what it means to be human. And so now, I'm gonna welcome back to the stage my Papa Bear, Richard Maltby.
Michael asked whether David and I would do something together. And instead of that, we're going to do a song that is really about us both. Both of us are the sons of band leaders. David's the quintessential society band leader in Buffalo, and my father was a recording artist with a traveling band. And when I was born, he was the trumpet player with a lot of traveling bands. I lived the first 2 years of my life in the backseat of a Plymouth. But anyway, we decided that we ought to somehow dignify this, that we both had such a legacy that we owe to our respective fathers. I sort of wanted to write about my father, but then David actually experienced something which was a much better story. So we ended up doing a kind of amalgam of both of them. My father's pride was in his hands. The piano was his soul. I watched in wonder as he played show tunes miles off from rock and roll. What he loved, he taught me. Now music's what I do. And often when I'm writing in my hands, Dad's there too. If I sing, you are the music. If I fly, you're why I'm good. If my hands can find some magic, you're the one who said they could. If the child who's still inside me finds a song in empty air, if there is joy in making music, it is you who put it there. My dad grew old, his hands grew numb, and now he cannot play. I came to visit. He sat and asked me how it could end this way. I couldn't find an answer. I played this tune for him instead. My father sat there smiling, 'cause he knew what it said. If I sing, you are the music. If I love, you taught me how. Every day, your heart is beating in the man that I am now. If my ears are tuned to wonder, if when I reach the chords are there, if there is joy in making music, it's a joy that we both share. I never told you it took time till I could see that if I sing, you are the music, and you'll always sing in me. Yes, you'll always live in me.
Richard.
And all I can say is
Richard Maltby.
thank you, David.
Thank you, Richard. Now, Richard, stick around. We'd like to bring up our president, Linda Emil Burns. Linda has been tirelessly running this organization and its predecessor, the New York Sheet Music Society, for over 40 years. Now, this is a surprise to Linda, but we're planning a special concert later this year to honor her, so be on the lookout for that in the future. Surprise, Linda. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president of the American Popular Song Society, Linda Emil Burns.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you to our honorees. People know that the thing I admire the most, my father had restaurants in the Brill Building, so I met all the composers. And so I admire songwriters. And about 20 years or so, we did programs at the Sheet Music Society, and I asked David and Richard to come. And if you see in the program, that's a picture of us from 20 years ago doing that. we looked a little younger, but they were gracious enough to sing, and I've always wanted to do an evening of their songs. But I just want to say one wonderful thing. Josh Rosenblum, where are you? He's the author of this new book that was launched last week at Symphony Space called Closer Than Ever. And I'm buying this one, so there's only 3 left. And you can get them from Josh, and maybe the guys will autograph them for you. But you can go to Amazon if we run out. But he was selling books tonight
Go
and
into
doing
a
it.
bookstore. Go into a bookstore and
Bookstore.
ask for it.
But how great. And I think it's so wonderful that all this attention from the book and this terrific evening. And, you know, when they say a lifetime achievement, what is a lifetime? And you guys are so deserving. I ran the singing experience for 45 years. And all my people sang. I know every song, every lyric. George was laughing. I was singing Christmas with him. I sang What About Today with everybody. So I just love your material, and I honor you guys. And, you know, so David will get the award in a little while. But this designed by my daughter Liz, who was here at the door.
Oh, wow.
Lifetime Achievement Award from us. There's a box to take it home in so it doesn't break.
I trust there are 2 of them, right?
Right. And so let's stay up on the stage, and I want to introduce my co-producer and stage manager, Marilyn Lester, who will present David Shire with his award at the table. If there's not enough light, Danny, just turn the house lights on because there's something he wants to read. So Marilyn, you're giving David his award. Oh, there you are. Oh, I thought you were giving it at the table. Oh, you need, oh, okay, good. Take my mic. Take my mic, please. And, Danny, we need a mic. Hold this mic, please.
Ooh, great. Thank you, Linda. First, I want to thank tonight's superb performers for their exciting presentation of our songs. Richard and I wouldn't be, well, lifetime achievers without the collaboration of the many talented singer-actors who have introduced our songs and kept singing them. So, bravo, everyone. Because the American Popular Song Society was originally known, as most of us know, as the New York Sheet Music Society, this award is especially meaningful to me. My dad was the father of that Richard and I agreed should be the subject of If I Sing, as he told you, the song we dedicated to both of our fathers. My father was a prominent society band leader and pianist in Buffalo, where I was born and raised. With combos of various sizes, he played for all kinds of social functions for several nights a year, several nights a week, for over half a century. During the day, he taught popular music to students who already could play basic piano. He taught them how to turn a piece of published sheet music into a more professional arrangement by making the printed chords more sophisticated and adding fills, melodic and rhythmic variations, and the like. A piece of music was always the starting point. From the cradle through my departure for college, I could hear the popular music of the day drifting through the house from the living room where Dad taught. When I was old enough, he taught me the same techniques until I was good enough to play cocktail piano professionally, eventually sit in with his bands, and go on to co-found a jazz combo at Yale, and I always took an attaché case full of sheet music to every gig. The stacks of sheet music on our living room Steinway had a totemic significance for me. I'd often accompany Dad to the large downtown music store where he would stock up on the latest publications, and I dreamt of the day when I might actually have a song of my own in print. Finally, I did. A song Richard and I got the assignment to write for a movie called I'd Rather Be Rich, starring Sandra Dee, Andy Williams, and Robert Goulet. Has anyone seen it beside my family? The latter two performing our song on camera as the main titles rolled. Not a very distinguished work, but boy, was I proud of that publication, which for the first time turned our intangible composition into a revered object I could hold in my hands and frame. Hundreds of songs of ours have followed, while printed individual song sheet music, with the advent of fake books and digital reproduction, has gradually become an endangered species. But the early pieces of our sheet music still hang on a wall in my office and forever bring back wonderful memories of my roots as a songwriter. That's why it's with heartfelt gratitude to the American Popular Song Society, formerly the New York Sheet Music Society, that I proudly accept this award. Thank you.
Thank you, David. What a thrill when you look at a piece of sheet music. I don't think young people know what it is. They think it's something you get online in their own key, but we love the covers. But when I pick up sheet music and I see the names of songwriters I know, I mean, I'm so thrilled. And thank you both. And Dee Dee Khan is David's wife. And my daughter was so thrilled to see Frenchie. She said, I've loved her since I'm a little girl. But I want to thank, first of all, Michael Levine for putting the show together, for working with everybody. He's the host, he's the musical director, he directed this, his talent, his love of music, and our band. You've introduced the band. I think Daniel Glass ran to Birdland for the cast party tonight, but our band is great. What? Oh, I was going to say, Dennis Cordell has been working with David and Richard for years. He's their musical director. He found so many songs. He conducted, he arranged, we can't say enough of what he did. He played with Michael too. He just helped so much. I know he's so involved with you guys and your music, and he's a treasure.
He fine. And don't even recognize.
And he did all the charts for the musicians.
He did all the charts tonight.
Right? And to take a violin solo and turn it for a soprano sax for Danny. Yeah. That was, so, it's so special. So where's Michael Levine? I just want to, and his darling mom is here too, so. And I hope it's all right, Eileen. His mom is going to be 100 very soon. There she is. So thank you for coming. And I want to thank the amazing cast of performers. And one person in particular, I could not have done this with. He helps me keep this whole organization going. Glenn Charlo, he's at the door. He handles membership. He handles our website. He did the ticketing. Without him, this evening couldn't have been. So thank you so much, Glenn. I know the both of us were kvetching a lot and going crazy, but we held each other up through this. So thank you so much. Marilyn Lester, my co-producer and stage manager. Andrew Poritz, who does all our media and is the associate producer. The board of directors, many of you who are here. Judy Stewart, Tom Toast, Joan Adams, who else? Well, Andrew and the others are board of directors meetings. Sidney Meyer is here. When we lost our space at the Musicians Union and the Green Room, and Sidney gave us a home for our monthly programs. Many of you are members, and every month we have some great, I've done over 400 programs, some aspect of music. Is Leroy Reams here? Yeah! Leroy, 2 years ago we honored Leroy here, so that was so great. And he recently did another program for us. Vince Giordano. I mean, everybody has come and done programs. Saturday afternoon from 12 to 2. It's really great. So thank you, Sydney, for giving us a home. And Kelly Wolford, who's our tech director there. And on video, you know, everything goes into the ether unless it's videotaped. And this will be on our website. And you'll get copies of it, too. Michael Lee Stever on video. Thank you. And our tech director, Danny Shear, on lights and sound, who balanced the sound so beautifully. Marianne Lapinto and Rose Billings are our photographer. So you get lots of pictures. My daughter, who designed the trophies, and my son, who helped today with seating. My kids are always there to help me, so it's nice to have a lot of kids.
How about one big last really great round of applause for Linda?
Oh, thank you.
These events, these organizations exist because somebody has a gigantic heart. And if they really care and they really feel, and we want to without keep the people who didn't really care, this wouldn't, none of us would have a reason for existence. So we thank you.
We want to keep the good music going and honor the people who give us the good music. And one last thank you is the Cutting Room, Steve Walter and Susan Hathaway, for creating this wonderful space and keeping it going, because it's not easy in this economy to keep these kind of rooms going. We know that. And to all of you who support us, who came here, who love the music, just keep on going. Come Saturdays, and we'll do some other things. And you know, we just raise money so we can pay. Actually, on our programs, people don't always have to volunteer. We pay them. We pay the musicians. Isn't that a nice concept? So, yes. Oh, it took can we get a picture together? Oh. You want more light? And I'm so glad that your family was here to see this too, which is great. And I want to thank all of you. Get home safely. Good night. If you want to get the books, and we'll just keep singing. And thank you, David, and thank you, Richard, for the music, for the songs. There's nothing more thrilling. Thank you so much. What? You sing if I sing. There's me. Hi, this is the third annual gala benefit for the American Popular Song Society. We're at the Cutting Room and we're honoring Richard Maltby and David Shire. And Michael Levine is our musical director and has put together a fabulous show, all-star of the great songs of Maltby Shire. So, yes, I'm the president of the American Popular Song, and I'm the co-producer, and jack of all trades, chief cook and bottle washer, and yes, wearing many hats. And I'm not sure if there'll be a fourth, but we'll think about that. And we want to keep the good music alive. That's why we're doing all this, right? And composers and songwriters, performers need to be honored. That's it. While they're alive and while they're here. And, you know, we're lucky that many songwriters like Sheldon Harnick did live to 99, but, you know, they're treasures. When I look at a piece of sheet music and there's a name on it and I know them, like Sammy Kahn or Sheldon Harnick, it's a thrill to me because they are the nation's poets.
Great to see you, Michael. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
This is a special one, Maltby Shire.
It's really special. It's the music of my childhood. I grew up on Starting Here, Starting Now, and then grew up into Baby and Closer Than Ever and Big and all their other shows and their other songs. But I saw Starting Here, Starting Now back almost 50 years ago at the old VAT Room at Arena Stage in Washington, D.C. with the three people who are performing the songs from it tonight, which is so exciting to me to be working with them and having a band play these songs, which often are only done with piano. So exciting, really thrilling.
Great work earlier with Austin Pendleton.
Thank you. He's a pleasure to work with. Austin Pendleton, you know. Mr. Amazing.
Yeah, I felt for him and a couple of the things he's directed a few times.
He's really it.
Okay, so Danny Backer playing Return to Oz. What do you?
Danny came to us and said, I would like to do something with Return to Oz. So, no, but we gave him the chart and he worked on it and it was very exciting. He put it all together with Dennis Cordell's help, Dennis being the supervisor of Maltby Shire, and we're going to rehearse it shortly and it's very exciting. We've done it just on our own and it's going to be very exciting, adding the cello, which is very not usually done.
Put the movie on your watch list.
Yes, okay, I will watch that movie. I look forward to seeing it. Thank you.
It's a great movie.
I look forward to seeing it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I have the towering cutting room gargoyle looming over the presenter.
Well, is this thing on yet? Is this?
Of course.
Oh, it's been recording. Okay, and
What's
so.
in your heart? I mean, it's a
Well, the thing what's in my hand is this thing. It's like a fudgicle, you know.
You should have seen it when it had cat hair on it.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I wonder what that was. No, Maltby Shire. I mean, you know, what an honor to be here and be part of this show. And you know, they told me they don't want to hear me sing tonight, so I'm just playing this act. No, it wasn't that. I had to do a piece from Return to Oz, which is David Shire, of course, wrote that score, and it's something that's haunted me since I was just a young boy and went to see that at Radio City Music Hall. And I saw that movie when I was I was like 7 years old. And I went through several sessions of therapy, but I'm telling you, I was hooked. And that score has just haunted me. And when I knew we were doing this, I said I must put together an arrangement. And Dennis Cordell did this for us. Put it for soprano saxophone because it's usually violin, and we're doing it. It's just I hope I can keep a dry eye because it's so beautiful. So
it's a damn haunting movie.
It is a haunting film, haunting score, and you know, if you're not careful, Michael will haunt you, like he does with this. But thank you for having me say something, and it's really truly an honor. So.
Well, we can't wait to see you perform.
Well, likewise, I can't wait to see me perform.
From my perch.
From your perch. Thank you.
Thank you.
this is going to be one of the best benefit shows that was ever produced. Yeah, it's gonna be terrific. It really is. Great cast. It's Maltby and Shire, for goodness sakes, and it's a great cast.
Hey there! Awesome. It's a Maltby and Shire night, Margaret Katz.
I am so excited to be here tonight to honor these giants of the musical theater, Maltby and Shire. I wouldn't be anywhere else tonight. They are one of the best musical theater people, and you'll have to edit a little bit. And the performers, I can't wait to see everybody. From Marilyn May, my goodness, this is really going to be a very, very special night.
Here, beautiful.
Yeah.
You kicked butt. What's in your heart about Maltby and Shire? You got quite a bit of grease paint under the bridge with them yet.
Oh my God, where am I looking? Where's the camera? Right there. Well, I've known Richard Maltby since 1972. Yeah, he directed the first Manhattan Theater Club Evening of Song, and I did a bunch of stuff. It was when it was up on the east side in this little theater, and I did a Rodgers and Hart medley and I Can See It and a bunch of stuff that Richard directed, and we became fast friends. And then in 1974, you'll hear me tell a story on stage that I did a picture with David called Herring Multigotonek. Yeah, it's a funny story. Oh. And then Richard, and in about 1979, I guess, I was at Susan Watson's house and I ran into Richard again, and by then I was writing songs, so he became my mentor. Yeah, I did a show in California called Front Street Gaieties, Dodge City's Hottest Review. It was a big hit at the Mayfair Music Hall, got rave reviews, but it was because I had to write it overnight because there was a deadline, and Richard was like, he and David came to the dress rehearsal, and then Richard would say, well, you just need to do this, you need to do that, and that lyric needs this, and this lyric needs that. And he, really was the production supervisor, executive, whatever of that show, even though he took no credit. And yeah, he was phenomenal. And then we did another show in New York called Broadway Scandals of 1928 in 1982, which Richard again said, okay, we cast it together. And then he said, now you put it together and then I'll come in. Call me when you need me. So once it was all set, the interesting thing is both times in California when he did Front Street Gaieties, I was in it. It was me, Susan Watson, and Eileen Barnett originally, and Charles Ward. Anyway, it was a great show, and Richard saw the dress. He said, well, the problem is, he said, you have to give, because I was the leading man and I wrote the lyrics and I directed it and blah, 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 I was sort of self-conscious, so I had one big number. And Richard said, you have to have another number in the second act. You can't just do one song. He said, you're the leading man, whether you're playing it or not. So I wrote a second song. When he came to see the Broadway Scandals, he said, well, it's a great show and but you've got to write yourself another song in the second act. You can't have one song. So, he was right. Structurally, he was right, but I was kind of shy and but he was just fantastic, and he's been a good friend for so long, and I did Starting Now at one point, right before Grand Hotel. I did a production of that, and but I think they're both just their songs are brilliant, they touch the heart, they have character, they have depth, and they're both such really nice gentlemen, I even go back before David married Dee Dee, you can see it on YouTube, a TV commercial for Lucky Supermarkets with Dee Dee Cohn. It was 1974, I think. Yes, I think that was the same time I did the movie with David, but I don't think they'd met yet. So,
their work is so singularly unique. Every body of work, every project feels like it was almost created by somebody different. The taste and the flavor.
Well, they're specific to whatever they're doing, and they're just so kind, and they're supportive, and they nurture new talent, and they have great taste in singers. So anyway, I could not be happier to be, it just, I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. So fingers crossed for me. Okay. I hope is that good? Okay. I love you, David and Richard.
Thank you, Walter. And tell me what Maltby and Shire means to you.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here celebrating Maltby and Shire. I had the good fortune to play Billy Kopecky in Big the Musical in my high school. And so that was my kind of introduction to them. And then, of course, I fell in love with all of their material from Closer Than Ever and Starting Here, Starting Now. And it's been nice over the past couple years. I've gotten to know Richard a little bit between shows at 54 Below and him coming to support me. So I'm just thrilled to be here and celebrate their wonderful legacy.
I'm enamored by how unique each individual show's music feels, almost like they're created by different people.
Absolutely.
Which is not the case with a lot of lyricists.
Yeah, that's true. I found that obviously it's not a team like the two of them, but I found that with Cy Coleman as well, that all of his shows are so different, and Richard and David are very much the same. They have such a wide range of skill and style, and whatever material they're writing comes out in that.
Thank you so much, man. Good seeing you. Look right there.
Great.
So, what's in your heart about Maltby and Shire? I mean, this is kind of a big deal, right?
It absolutely is. I mean, I can't wait for this concert. It's such a great lineup of people, and anything Michael Levine touches turns to gold. I've always found that to be true. And I mean, Maltby and Shire, what theater fan doesn't love them? I've been lucky enough to do 2 or 3 shows now at 54 Below with Mr. Maltby, and he's a theater treasure, and so is his music and their music. So I'm really looking forward to this evening. Yes, Maltby and Shire. So I've been lucky enough to do a few shows at 54 Below with Mr. Maltby, and he's a theater treasure, as are all of his songs with David Shire and otherwise, and I can't wait to see this show tonight.
Well, Charles, we're so happy to see you here.
Me too, happy to be here.
This is a momentous day, for sure.
Absolutely. It's the Tonys for us real theater fans, right?